So this, guys, is raw footage from the last episode that corrupted. As you can see, it is kind of like glitchy, laggy. Yeah, I could not get a gameplay together with this because every goal it skipped it out. It's like it just fucking spazzed out like you see here. This is absolutely unbelievable. I don't know what my Elgato was doing. See, I missed out like 2 goals there, so exactly this is why I did not make an episode. You can see I'm not lying, it is genuinely screwed up. And yeah, let's get on with the episode. So yeah, guys, what would have been the last episode corrupted, and as you see, we played 4 games in that episode. We drew to Burnley, we won Birmingham, we lost at home to Reading 2-0, which was a surprise, and I think we did beat Brighton 2-0. So this is the penultimate episode of the series. Obviously, if the last episode was taking place, this would be like the 3rd last episode, but it is. The next episode is the finale, if you will, if we get promoted, that is. But in the 5th minute against Bristol City, Jonathan Kodjia, I think it is, has a shot and it's saved by Marshall, who is now grown to a 78 rated player, which is absolutely amazing. Pritchard has a pass to Gray, but Hamer, the on loan from Leicester City keeper, that almost went to Forest, but decided to fuck them over. Thank you, mate. Didn't go to Forest and saved a shot, but here we just about escaped going 1-0 down as Marshall, another really good effort to deny Freeman. And going into the 54th minute, we're still 0-0, I'm sorry, against Bristol City. I'm sort of out of it today, if you can't tell. I'm really tired. In the 66th minute, Ince plays the ball in. Shackle wins the header, but Ben Hamer with a simple save, and it was straight at him. In the 69th minute, my sort of hope of scoring a goal was diminishing second by second, but Alex Pritchard managed to get some good possession going. Andre Gray and Mason Bennett had a 1-2. But Mason Bennett could not score, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to score. But in the following attack, Pritchard got into the penalty area. His first effort was shot. His first shot was saved, but his follow-up effort, it sort of looked to me now like Bradley Johnson's shot or goal, even versus Wolverhampton. Like, he just hit it with the side of his foot, like just towards goal, and it ended up going in. But Pritchard actually meant that, which is great. So it looks like we're gonna come away from Bristol with a 1-0 win. They had a late chance, but nothing came of it, and you can see that we sort of did deserve to win. It was fairly even game, but we had more shots on target, which arguably should make us win the game. And now I saw that obviously Keogh's aging, you think he's 29, so it's like Alex Pearce is probably going to be my first team centre-back next season if Shackle gets any lower, because both Shackle and Keogh are aging. So I'm just going to train Pearce, I'm going to train Taylor, as I see he's about 71. And Cardiff, this game, I don't like playing against Cardiff. I have a grudge against Cardiff for some reason, but this was probably my best game of the whole season, in the sense that it was just so interesting, as you can see, shot by shot. And in the 11th minute, Russell runs down the wing, cuts in and has a shot, but Wayne Hennessy saves. 3 minutes later, Pilkington has a shot saved by Marshall, and they don't get to it, and it's just a cracking game. Dickagoy, or whatever how you pronounce his name, passes it to, I can't remember who that was, but the ball came off Pearce, and it just about missed the net, and it's still 0-0. And Craig Noon had an effort towards goal saved by Marshall. So it's, you know, a cracking game, and there's a load of actions, even if they're not the best. But straight from that bastard corner, we go on a counter with Andre Gray, and what happens when Andre Gray goes on a counter? He misses. This game just doesn't want to be with me right now. He just hates me at the moment. But in the 32nd minute, Bennett found Kearney. Kearney's shot just wide, just hit the side net in there. And Federico Macheda and Javi Guerrera played, and Marshall again denying the Spaniard his first goal of the game, and straight away from that corner, they cross it in with Craig Noon, and Kearney heads it away, Russell heads it away, but Gunnarsson has a shot, it's saved, and Javi Guerrera gets to the rebound and puts it into the back of the net, but he is in an offside position, and he's surprised that the score's still 0-0, the twat. But anyway, a couple of minutes later, Andrew Gray has a volley saved by Wayne Hennessy, and it's going to look like it's going to end 0-0 again. In the 64th minute, Bennett has a shot, has a pass to Kearney, and Kearney's bloody cross almost went in the back of the net. And in the 71st minute, Johnny Russell plays the ball into Andrew Gray, who misses it. Morrison has a tackle, but Butterfield, who came off the goddamn bench, didn't surprise me with that awful shot. Hughes had a shot from miles out. Hennessy parried it. I was kind of weird that that didn't go in. But Federico Macheda crossed it into Owen Doyle, and 85th minute, the former Chesterfield man ends up scoring. And as soon as Federico Macheda got that ball, I knew it was game over. Because even though I didn't want Shackle going to him, Shackle ended up running towards him, and it's 1-0. So there was no chance I was going to come back from this game. It was just against me, but it was a fairly even game. As you see here, Doyle turned me. He jumped. He just rode my tackle. Like, what? I don't understand how he got past that. Ended up scoring a goddamn second. Like, just look how much AIDS there is in this goal. Okay, it's a good turn. Not gonna lie, but how did he not go down on that one? I don't know, but it's a cracking finish. You know, Owen Doyle, a former Chesterfield man, scores 2 for Cardiff late on and gets them ultimately the win they needed. And now we train Pritchard, and Pritchard gets to the no, he doesn't get here. Look how close he's to that 74. He pissed me off. That's a whisker, like lengthways. That's just bollocks. But we go into the second promoted side this season at MK Dons, and the first chance went to MK Dons as Marshall tipped Lewing. I think that was Frecklington shot onto the bar. Ince with a good piece of skill forward to Bennett, but Bennett's shot saved by Lee Martin. I think it is Lee. And 21st minute. We get a penalty, which is amazing, you know, I mean, penalties, basically a goal, right? And I let Ince take it because Ince has just been on a goal drought and I didn't want him, you know, losing morale. So I was like, you know, Ince won the penalty, we let Ince take it. I decided to Panenka it down the middle. And you know how I was on about the game hating me? It just further proved my point. But in the 45th minute, a pass from Hughes to Andre Gray, and Andre Gray scores the goal. Simple as you pass to Andre Gray, you give him an inch of space, and he will score. Despite not scoring a lot in the last couple of episodes, he was assisting, which is just as good as scoring in my opinion, and showed some nice precision there to score us the goal. And almost immediately from kickoff, Bennett won the ball and Gray tried to dink Lee Martin, but it didn't work. So we're still 1-0 going into break, which is good. In the 47th minute, Sawankambo stole the ball. Bennett passed it through to Gray, and his volley, I don't know why I didn't take it further, got saved, and Hudson cleared for a corner. But from the resulting corner, mates, Ince crosses the ball in, and the man that just missed, Gray, just scored, and he shows how clinical he is. He can score with his head, he can score with his feet. He's a really good striker. But I just got to think that was a mistake from Lee Martin rather than a good header from Gray. But anyway, 2 goals for him. He's got himself a brace. I was hoping for my first ever hat-trick in this series, coming in the penultimate episode. How bad is that? But in the 66th minute, Pritchard played in Bennett. Bennett cut, passed, and laid it off to Gray, and Gray missed. Like, how typical. Gray missed. But in the 82nd minute, I mean, I think it's going to stay 2-2. And they had a shot that was just out of nowhere, you know what I mean? I just decided to include it. But in the 84th minute, Russell runs down the wing. I decide I want to, like, you know, proper get in front of Gray so Gray can score and it's not offside. And I passed it forward to Gray, and Gray scored, which is good. So my first hat-trick of the season comes from a new signing in the penultimate episode of the series. And you see here how I tap that stick so Russell goes further, takes a harder touch, so Gray is onside because Gray was at a point in front of Russell, and they have a chance to score, and they ruin our clean sheet by a guy called Hitchcock. Like, mate, what are the chances? What are the chances? I mean, I never concede bloody free kicks, but I did in this moment. And they went for a bloody counter, and Hughes, who was 1 yellow card off a suspension in the next game, gets himself a yellow card. I was dreading this because Will Hughes was 1 yellow card off suspension for so long, and in arguably the most important game of the season against Hull, he will be suspended, which is just awful. But it was my fault. And as you see here, Rotherham, Brentford, and MK Dons are in the relegation zone. So I'm happy we beat MK Dons. But anyway, that was the episode, guys. I'm sorry for stuttering. I am sort of really tired. So anyway, if you did enjoy this episode, make sure you go hit the like button below. And yeah, so this means I'm going to see you guys.